Hi friends, this is Nicole Marguerite. Thank you for tuning into the No Show on my YouTube channel. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this meaningful conversation with this month's special guest. My show shines a light on the good things that are happening in the world that are healing humanity and some of the challenges we will face. I also like to cover topics that are sometimes uncomfortable or difficult to talk about. You know the no-nos in today's modern society. I hope this show will inspire you to advocate for human rights and for equality for all people and spark a love revolution. Let's get this show on the road. Please welcome my next guest, Suzanne Ford. Suzanne is the executive director of the nonprofit San Francisco Pride, one of the country's premier Pride collaborations. Suzanne uses her role to give back to the LGBTQ community. Suzanne served as a board member for approximately 5 years, acting as a treasurer for the last 3 of those years. Prior to joining SF Pride, Suzanne had a thriving career in sales in the private sector. Thank you for joining me today on the No Show, Suzanne. I'm so excited to have you on my show and really admire the great work that you're doing to promote Pride each year in San Francisco. Thank you. It was really nice to see you. I'm really excited for this personally. So thank you for doing this for me.
No, thank you for asking, Nicole. I'm very honored that you would ask me.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and the role at SF Pride?
Yeah, so my name is Suzanne Ford. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm the executive director here at San Francisco Pride. I was born in Kentucky. I have 3 children. I'm married. My wife's name's Beverly. Um, I moved here 14 years ago. I transitioned 10 years ago. So I lived a large portion of my life presenting as male. And thank goodness, about 10 years ago, I came out to my wife and then transitioned.
I'm happy that you did that for yourself. Yeah, it's hard to transition, so thank you for showing up to the world. I really appreciate it.
Well, I really appreciate the chance to do it. And there were so many people in my life that stood by me when I did it. I didn't lose everything like a lot of trans people do. I was quite privileged and lucky in that way. But it was all at risk. So it was very scary. And I thought I might lose my wife, I might lose my children, I might lose my job. None of those things happened, but it was quite difficult.
I'm ready for the next question. Are you?
Yes.
How does SF Pride ensure that events and programs are inclusive, including people with IDD like me, and welcoming at Pride events?
It's a very difficult job to make sure that we are inclusive. And I think we still have a ways to go. I think we rely on our community to let us know when we don't hit the mark. I think we've made progress. But I think there is a gap in communication between the communities. And I'm so glad that you are here with us and that we'll now have this relationship. And when you come to Pride this year, when you see where we don't live up to what our mission is, that you will make sure and point it out. And I think that's the great thing about being in a relationship. We can all get better.
I like that. I like make sure we get better every year at Pride.
Yes, and I think as far as accessibility, we have such a large, the parade is, all the way down Market Street, and then we have several blocks at the city, and and then we have so many different events. We have several different stages. We have different parties that are going on. So it's difficult to make sure that they all live up to what we want. And I think it's important as people go to these events that they point out, like, hey, I was here and I couldn't completely participate or I couldn't show up the way I wanted to. So I hope that I hope we're making progress.
That leads to the next question. How can people with disabilities get more involved in SF Pride and other LGBTQ events?
Well, with San Francisco Pride, I think it would be great if there were people with certain disabilities that were to run for the board. First of all, you could become a member of SF Pride, very simply by going on our website, and I think it's $15 to join as a member, and then you can come to our annual general membership meeting, or you can come to our board meetings, and there you can say, we want these improvements. So I think that's the first step. You can be a member. Secondly, if you'd like, you can run for the board of directors. Our annual general membership meeting, we elect vacant board member seats, and that's possible also. So I think those are the two best ways to influence how San Francisco Pride produces the event.
That's amazing. That's great.
That's how I started with San Francisco Pride. I went to San Francisco Pride with a friend. I was part of the parade contingent, and then I ran for the board. And I was a board member for several years before I became the executive director.
That's amazing. That's a big leap and a big responsibility. I can't imagine.
Yes, it is, but you know what? But it's what a great honor, right? Like
Yeah.
I get to do something really magical. So
Yeah. How can the broader community of allies, including businesses, the corporate world, contribute to creating a more inclusive and welcoming environment for people who identify as part of the LGBTQ community?
well, I think we have several corporate partners. Of they provide funding for the event. Right now, they almost approximately 50% of our budget comes from those corporate partners. I think they also can have conversations with us when issues come up in the world that they're involved in and our community's involved in. And again, we can have relationships with people and we can say, listen, we need to do better on this issue for our people. Many of the corporations have an employee resource group, and so we end up talking to their queer leadership teams within these corporations, and those relationships help us learn how corporations are making sure that they're hiring our people, that they're treating our people right when they're employees there.
So I love that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Um, the next question is, what has been the most rewarding experience for you while working with SF Pride?
Well, I think being part of the team that produces the event, when you get on the other side, the board members, the team members, the community, it's a great feeling to know that you've done something for the community, and that's wonderful. My favorite thing is I get to be at the front of the parade and I see families with trans flags, and I know that usually a lot of those families, they have young trans children, and I go find them in the parade in the crowd, and I come over and I tell them I see them, and that's my most favorite thing that I get to do.
That's amazing. For me, it's also kind of like that too. Seeing everyone smiling and laughing and having fun and making connections, like what you just said, is what I love too about Pride.
Yeah, are you excited? You're gonna be
Yes, I'm excited.
God, people, you're gonna have probably almost 1 million people are gonna see you that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be overwhelming, Nicole. It's gonna
Yep.
be something you're never gonna forget your whole life. This
Nope.
experience. It's gonna be, I can't,
Yeah.
I'm excited for you. It's really going to blow you away, the love and acceptance and being part of it, something bigger than you. It's really going to be great.
For me personally, when I'm actually there, like seeing the parade happening and everyone there, the crowd yelling and screaming, and just me being inside the car, then I'll get really excited and I'll just shine.
Yes, you
Yeah.
will shine.
Since this is the no-no show, I would like to ask you, what do you think a no-no in our modern society? However, I will go first to give you my answer.
Okay.
I think people should not feel shame about who they are and who they love. And our society should not put labels on anyone for any reason. I don't know.
I
What
was,
about
I
yours?
don't know. I was traveling this week. I went to Washington, D.C. to a reception at the vice president's house on Wednesday night. And my no-no is for when people see me and they realize that I'm a trans woman, when they look at me mean, when they instantly hate me because they realize I'm a trans woman. And I hate that for all trans people, that we have to live our lives like that it's a constant. It happens to me almost every day of my life now. And I know for other trans people it can be even worse. So that would be my no-no, is quit hating trans people for who we are.
Yep, that's what I want too. So thank you for sharing that. So thank you. I'm really looking forward to seeing you at the Pride Parade on Sunday, June 30th.
Yeah. But we're going to see you before that. We're going to see you Wednesday
Yep,
afternoon at the press preview party. And then
yep.
you're coming on Wednesday night. You're coming to the state suite at the Hilton
Mhm.
for a reception party I'm going to have just for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
It's time to unite to fight for human rights. Here's your call to action. Hi, friends. It's Disability Pride Month. In July, the disability community celebrates the passage of the Americans with Disabilities Act. The ADA was a landmark legislation passed 34 years ago on July 26. It ensures people with disabilities have the same rights and opportunities as everyone else. We should be proud to contribute to the incredible diversity of the world. We should be proud that we are slowly changing misconceptions and stereotypes about the abilities of a person with a disability. We should be thinking of reframing the word disability as diverse ability. Diversity makes the world a more beautiful place. As a 29-year-old who has trisomy 21, also known as Down syndrome, I'm very proud of what I have accomplished. I am a speaker, show host, and human rights advocate representing the LGBTQ and disability communities. I'm very proud to be a two-time governor-appointed member on the State Council on Developmental Disabilities. And I just made history as the first ever San Francisco Pride Grand Marshal this year with Trisomy 21. I'm also the first Pride Grand Marshal in the nation with Trisomy 21. It was a huge honor for me to represent our community and pave the way for others. Thanks to the ADA, I was able to attend college and fulfill my dreams as a professional speaker and human rights advocate. Disability Pride Month not only celebrates the passage of the ADA, but it gives us the chance to share our stories, successes, and opportunities. Yes, there is more work to be done to truly have equality and the support systems needed for everyone to thrive. But we should be very proud about what we have been able to accomplish in the last 34 years. I love who I am. I love who I have become as a person. I hope you do too, and will also share your success stories and pride in who you are. Let's remind the world to respect and honor our uniqueness, and you see all people as valued human beings first. Happy Disability Pride Month. Thank you. Don't blink. You might miss the rapid fire questions. Ready, set, go. Can I have a little bit of fun with you a little bit more?
Okay.
If you aren't doing the career that you have now, what other career would you do?
Oh, that's a good one. You know, all my career has been some kind of sales-oriented job. And now, though, if I wasn't doing this, I think I would like to be a spokesperson for a national LGBTQ organization. So I would do TV interviews, do interviews like this with you, and my job would be all about communicating with other people. And then alternatively, I would like to speak to groups for a living, especially in the South and the Midwest, because that's where I come from. And I would like to talk to working class people about how they can do better and be more accepting of us.
I feel the same way. I want to do the same as what you were doing as well. Go back to the East Coast and do what you're doing and maybe do it together at some point.
Yes, I would love for us to appear together. That would be awesome.
What is the best advice someone has given you?
My friend Marcy Edelman has tried to teach me about multiple complexities, that several things can be true about a certain situation or event or issue. Like, just because one thing is true doesn't mean something else can't be true. And like realizing that there can be multiple complexities and trying to hold them all for people is something that I'm working on. And I'm trying to follow that in my life and in my job, to realize that people I love could have very different ideas and their experiences could be true for them, but would lead them to very, very different conclusions. Does that make sense? Do you understand?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
What is something nobody knows about you?
Wow. Well, okay, I'll give you one. I was in the Army and I went to jungle school in Panama. How about that?
I like that. I love Panama.
Yeah.
Who has influenced your life?
I think my wife has been the biggest influence on my life. She taught me about loyalty, and she's my person. And she taught me that somebody could be there for me no matter what. I was adopted, and I didn't quite trust that somebody would be with me no matter what, and I always thought they were going to leave. Yeah.
Yeah. That's deep and beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
What a treat. What an honor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye. Thank you for watching The No Show. Join me next month for another inspiring, empowering, and uplifting episode. If you like my content, please subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get reminders and tune into this next show. Don't forget, love has the power to change the world. Be well, be authentic, be kind, and spread love. See you soon. Thank you.